Earlier this year in our Wear the Gown series, we looked at pregnancy during a pandemic and how mothers and babies could stay safe. Today in our series with UT physicians, we take a look at how the coronavirus affects breastfeeding. Guidelines and protocol for how to deal with COVID-19 continue to evolve, especially for women giving birth during this pandemic. Initially, hospitals were separating newborns from COVID-19 positive mothers, but Dr. Pamela Behrens with UT Physicians says that has changed.
Now we have gotten some guidance from CDC that if mother is otherwise well and has very mild or no symptoms of COVID, but test positive, that we can still discuss with her the option of staying with her baby.
The recommendations for breastfeeding mothers who contract the coronavirus have also changed. New CDC data shows the virus is not transmitted through breast milk. In fact, continuing to breastfeed a newborn could actually provide further protection.
And from what we know about other respiratory infections, such as influenza, the mother actually makes antibodies that then end up in her milk, and they're actually protective against some of these other infections. So we would suspect that it will be similar for COVID.
But Dr. Barron says it's still important to take precautions. Mothers with the virus should wear a mask when breastfeeding and wash their hands often. Those with more severe symptoms should pump breast milk until the virus clears.
We know that stress can adversely impact milk supply.
Stress related to COVID or otherwise is something many mothers also experience. But since breast milk is showing to provide even more protective qualities, Dr. Behrens urges moms to seek a professional opinion before giving up on nursing.
But I also feel that a lot of mothers misperceive changes that happen during lactation and potentially end up in a situation where they really don't need supplement, they just need confidence. And that's why seeing a lactation consultant or getting the baby weighed at the pediatrician or following up with your obstetrician about it really can be very helpful to kind of give you that support you might need.
It is National Breastfeeding Month, and the Lactation Foundation through UT Health offers a range of lactation help and services. For more information, just look for this story on our website, khou.com/wearthegown.